Okay, folks, some breaking news coming out of Toronto. A sentence was supposed to be handed down today at a courtroom for former fashion designer Peter Nygard. Now, Nygard was convicted in November of 4 counts of sexual assault. CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick has been in the courtroom for today's sentencing, but things have not gone according to plan. Megan, what's going on there?
Yeah, that's right, Natasha. Another delay in the Peter Nygard case. The sentencing decision will now be delivered on September 9th. So another month to go until Peter Nygard learns how long he will be sentenced to behind bars for those 4 convictions of sexual assault. Now, last week was the sentencing hearing. It was over 2 days. Court heard victim impact statements from the women who were assaulted, and the Crown attorneys and the defense lawyer for Peter Nygard all made their submissions. And at the end of that, they all agreed, and the justice agreed, that his decision would be given today, even though one of the Crown attorneys, Neville Galwala, had said he wasn't available today. The other Crown lawyer, Anna Serbin, was supposed to be here today for the hearing. But when we got into court this morning, Natasha, all the parties were appearing on Zoom, including the judge, including the lawyers, and including Peter Nygard, who appeared by Zoom from the Toronto South Detention Centre. And we heard that the Crown asked for this adjournment until September 9th, the first available date when all parties would be able to attend in person. We heard that Neville Galwala, the Crown lawyer, is out of the country, not able to be here today, and they all agreed that they would postpone until September 9th. So another few weeks to go until he does learn his sentence, Peter Nygard. This is, again, as I mentioned, Natasha, another delay. He was convicted back in November. After a trial, he was found guilty of 4 counts of sexual assault and acquitted on a 5th charge. The sentencing hearing itself had been delayed several times because Peter Nygard changed lawyers several times. The lawyer, Brian Greenspan, who defended him during the trial, parted ways with Nygard in January. Then he hired another lawyer. Then they parted ways. Then he hired another lawyer who just took on the case a few weeks ago and was the lawyer who represented him at that 2-day sentencing hearing. So it has been postponed several times. Justice Robert Goldstein, has expressed quite a bit of frustration in terms of the length of time this is taking. He had said last week he wanted to issue his decision quickly, and again, that was supposed to happen today, Natasha, and it is not going to happen. It'll be September 9th now. The Crown had asked for a 15-year sentence, minus the time that Peter Nygard has been serving in custody. The defense lawyer, Jerry Wiebe, appearing by Zoom from Winnipeg today, that's where she's based, had asked for much less. Just under 2 years was what she was proposing Nygard should serve, telling the court that he is quite frail and sick. He's 83 years old now. Court has heard a lot about his various health ailments, and she had urged the judge to take that into consideration. He was taking other factors into consideration too, including those victim impact statements from the women last week that were quite emotional. They talked about the impact of these crimes on them: fear, anxiety, depression, having their careers derailed, never-ending nightmares, and so that was quite an emotional part of the sentencing hearing last week. The judge would have been taking that into consideration as well. But again, we're not going to learn his decision in terms of sentencing now for another couple of weeks. Natasha?
CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick at the Toronto courtroom. Thank you so much.